Spider-Man No Way Home, which we've talked a lot about the last couple of months. One of the biggest films of all time, had one of the biggest opening weekends of all time. It just continues to climb and climb and climb, running out of steam. I mean, it's been slowing down at the box office, but still eking its way up.
February.
It's been out forever, so it's been eking its way up, and it looked like it was going to happen a couple of weeks ago, and now it has happened. Spider-Man No Way Home has now officially passed Avatar at the domestic box office to become, in a pandemic era, the number 3 all-time domestic box office champion ever. Wrap your heads around that. This movie, in a pandemic era, has become the 3rd largest domestic box office film in history. Now, we all knew it was going to be huge and it was going to be big, but I think I might have said a while ago, I said, do I think it'll catch Avatar? It's never going to catch Avatar worldwide. That's never going to happen. But if you'd asked me, do I think it's going to catch Avatar domestically? I said, no. It's going to do great, but no. But it just kept plugging along. Lack of serious competition probably helped that. But still, it has kept plugging and kept plugging and kept plugging. And something I didn't think would happen, I don't think most people thought would happen, has happened. It has become the number 3. Now, right now on this list over at Box Office Mojo, they have not updated to the newest number. But Spider-Man No Way Home has leapfrogged Avatar. So Avatar is now the 4th biggest domestic film in history. Spider-Man No Way Home has eked its way into number 3. Still $100 million ahead of it is Avengers Endgame. And with Spider-Man now making single digits at the box office, is it safe to say that it won't catch Endgame? I didn't think it would catch Avatar, and here we are. But it's still $100 million away. So I'm thinking good money says not going to catch Avengers Endgame. It's definitely not going to catch Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. That sits about $80 million ahead of even that at $936 million domestic, which is honestly a number I don't think is ever going to be beat. I don't know that that's a number that's ever going to be beat.
And if it is going to get beat, it's going to get beat by another Marvel movie.
It'll probably be beat by another Star Wars movie at some point in the future. It's going to be one of those two. But at any rate, it has become the 3rd largest domestic film in history. If we go over and take a look at where it ranks worldwide, it now ranks as, let me just see if I can get this up here. Spider-Man No Way Home is now sitting at number 6 on the worldwide, all-time worldwide. Obviously, at number 1 is Avatar with $2.847 billion. Number 2 is Avengers Endgame with $2.797 billion. Then $500 million below that is Titanic at $2.2 billion, Star Wars Episode 7 at $2.06 billion, Avengers Infinity War at $2.04 billion, and then Spider-Man No Way Home at $1.8 billion. Number 6 worldwide of all time, number 3 domestic all time. What was it? The number 2 all-time opening weekend box office, I think it was?
I believe so.
We've run out of words to use when talking about this phenomenal legs. And, some people still don't get it. Like, some people will still write to me today and say, why do you care so much about box office? It's just money. Well, that's if you don't actually understand what box office represents. It's not what box office is, it's what it represents. Box office represents what the audience is interested in. Box office represents the legs a picture can have. Box office represents whether a type of movie gave an audience a desire to return multiple times to the theaters to see it. It talks a lot, opening weekend box office talks a lot about the marketing campaign. What kinds of movies do the audiences want to see? What kind of messages are we sending to the studios about the content that we like to watch? The reason I focus a lot on box office is because box office tells us so much about so many other things. And we have run out of words to use to describe phenomenal, incredible, unbelievable about the performance of Spider-Man No Way Home, particularly in a pandemic era. Rob, as you take a look now at this newest feat that it's accomplished, overtaking Avatar as the number 3 box office domestically of all time, a number I didn't think it would catch. And yet here we are. What is left for you to think about that, and what significance is there to that?
Well, it's funny because the Marvel Cinematic Universe in its entirety has done something never accomplished before in the history of Hollywood, which is create a franchise that is in its Is this is Spider-Man No Way Home? I know it's a Sony release, but it's the 28th film, yes, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
I lost count.
So 23 was Spider-Man Far From Home, 24 was Black Widow, 25 was Shang-Chi, 26 was Eternals. So this would be 27.
Oh, okay.
I think 27.
Sure.
This is astonishing. And I think what it speaks to is when you have people in charge that understand their franchise, understand their audience, and understand the time in which they're making their films and their entertainment, it really speaks to how properly applied creativity and the proper collaboration between the studio, which is Marvel, and the studio and the producers in this case are the same, Kevin Feige, Victoria Alonso, and Louis D'Esposito, and the people they choose to work with. And the ideas that they can come up, like, wouldn't it be cool if, John, the idea that, hey, and they talked about bringing in Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. There was talk about this years ago. And then bringing in these villains. These are people that can think to themselves, wouldn't it be cool if, and then actually make it happen, where they don't get a lot of pushback from somebody going, well, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Who cares about Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield? Because that would be the conventional wisdom. And I think that this kind of success is a singular success. It's never happened before. I don't know if it'll happen again. But for me, I find it quite uplifting and inspirational. And I think anybody that says anything less about whether or not these movies are cinema or not isn't paying attention, because they are defining our cinema today.
By the way, they can now say Sony has a top 3 domestic box office movie of all time. I mean, that's, they're popping some bottles over there at Sony headquarters over there on Washington Boulevard.
And the people that let's not count out, somebody like our favorite female producer who used to run Sony, Amy Pascal. I mean, she's been a part of the Spider-Man franchise since its inception.
I mean, all the way back. All the way. And Tobey Maguire talking about he's worked with her forever, and that's why he took the meeting.
Yep. And I mean, she even talks about throwing a sandwich at Kevin Feige. Yeah. But look what happened there. So
anyway, Chris, you hear about this? I mean, again, I don't know what's left to say. I mean, it's yet another medal to hang on its chest. Spider-Man No Way Home has reached another milestone. What particular do you think that this one makes this one meaningful, and what do you think this represents?
I mean, I think I just got to echo Rob, because that was so well said. This shows what people are interested in, and these are without a doubt cinema. This is great movie making, and when we've had people in the past kind of poo-poo on them, numbers don't lie, y'all, right? Winning solves everything. These movies, these types of movies show what people are interested in, the kind of stories they're interested in too. And I love that over at Marvel, everything seems to be blue skies. That's what you want when you're pitching things, right? There's no bad ideas, there's no bad choices, only stronger choices. And that's what they seem to keep doing over there.
And everyone seems to think that, well, it's just so easy, as if these comic book films, pshaw, they're so easy to make.
Easy. They make it look easy, which is absolutely crazy. But the other thing that they're doing over there, I've always said, remember Felipe, the sentient dancing microphone?
Yes.
That whole thing came about with a lot of people saying, hey, do you think this movie could work? Do you think that movie could work? Do you think if they did this, it could work? I say, look, any idea can work with the right script, the right filmmaker behind it who's got a visionary idea for it, and then great execution. And I said, you could make a movie, and I point out my mirror, I say, Felipe, the sentient dancing microphone, you could make that, because if you can make a Lego movie, you can do anything. Here's the thing. Over at Marvel, Kevin Feige believes it. Like, there's no idea you can put on Kevin Feige's desk that is too crazy or too dumb. He may or may not think it's the right one for them right now, but there's nothing as far as bonkersness goes that seems to be too far in left field that thinks that he can't sit down and go, yeah, we can make that work. We could do something fun with that. And then, again, I have loved the partnership between Marvel and Sony with these 3 Spider-Man movies. I think what they have made is something really, really special. They've got a trilogy of films here that I think don't surpass, but rival the Captain America films, that rival the Christopher Nolan Batman films. Again, I'm not saying surpass. I'm just saying it's in the conversation with them. And I think they've done an incredible job. Now, I do think this is probably the last major milestone.
Oh, absolutely.
That it passes, but oh my God, even if it does finish right here where it is, number 3 all-time domestic film, number 2 all-time opening weekend, number 6 all-time worldwide, in a pandemic era. when everything else is struggling to survive. It's just incredible. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? Spider-Man No Way Home has now passed Avatar on the domestic side at any rate. Another incredible feat that frankly I didn't think was going to happen, and yet here we are, it did. What do you guys think about this? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, we want to take a moment and thank a sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. So guys, look, my wife Ann and I were both working professionals, so we know how tricky, difficult, and time-consuming it can be to try to eat properly and prepare your own meals at home. And that's why, like over a year ago, we started using HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. I mean, you skip the trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and probably most importantly, affordable. HelloFresh offers the flexibility you need to easily customize your orders online or right in the app. Easily change your delivery day, food preferences, and plan size, or skip a week whenever you need to. HelloFresh is 72% cheaper than a restaurant meal of the exact same quality, and you can save on average over $65 a month when you order HelloFresh instead of going grocery shopping. So guys, I'm telling you, whether you are single or have a family, you are going to love HelloFresh. So go to HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use the promo code Campea16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. That's again, HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use that promo code Campea16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.